Hello, my union sisters and brothers. As many of you know, June is the height of our union state convention season. Your national board and I make every effort to have a presence at each and every one of your state conventions. While this requires a lot of travel and a great deal of time away from the office, we understand the critical and necessary role of state conventions. We value the personal contact with your state officers and the opportunity to interact with you, the membership, face to face, and listen to the issues that you're dealing with in your own offices. The work of the union, however, doesn't stop during convention season, and we have to make time to meet with management around bargaining and contract administration issues, and requires us to find the time to make sure all of our daily responsibilities are also completed. On the bargaining front, we continue to meet in subcommittees to address the significant issues of turnover and understaffing. While our contract has expired and the main table negotiations are concluded, we continue to put in the hard work and bargain as long as the Postal Service is committed to work with us to improve all rural letter carriers' wages and working conditions. On contract administration, one topic I consistently hear about and am acutely aware of is something we've been pushing postal management on for months. Simply stated, we desperately need to get our overburdened routes adjusted. This union is looking down the road a few months, and we realize peak season is coming, and we understand the issues that'll bring to carriers who are already overwhelmed. In April, I addressed this topic in one of my video updates when the Postal Service finally began utilizing the negotiated tool to adjust routes. They assured me that managers were being trained and had identified 5,600 of the most overburdened routes to be adjusted in Phase 1. As with many things with this employer, the adjustments are not being completed fast enough to address the historic level, nearly 25% of all rural routes that are in an overburdened status. This issue is in part caused by no route adjustments being completed over an extended period of time and with no mail count to level set the routes. In far too many cases, the evaluations were not and are still not representative of the work being completed by many rural carriers, as the standard hours for payment stops at 57:36 or K48. This is not fair, and I understand these carriers desperately need their overburdened routes adjusted. At some point in every conversation that I have with Postal Service operations and labor relations, I am addressing overburdened routes. As I've said before, we're confident the adjustment tool being used is accurate and is fairly calculating route adjustment data. We just need the employer to implement it on a scale large enough to address this historic backlog. Another contract administration issue you should know about is that we have signed a MOU on leave carryover. This MOU will allow regular workforce career employees to carry over 520 hours of accumulated annual leave from leave year 2024 to leave year 2025. You can read more about this on our website. On the legislative front, the bipartisan Protect Our Letter Carriers Act continues to pick up co-sponsors. A total of 90 co-sponsors as of June 25th, but we need many more. There was also progress in the Senate. On May 17th, Senator Gillibrand, Democrat, New York, and Senator Hawley, Republican, Missouri, introduced the Senate companion bill. We need to build on the good work of the NRLCA state representatives who attended our legislative seminar and visited almost every congressional office. The follow-up to those meetings needs to happen in all of your home congressional districts. At the state conventions, your national officers and I have shared the need for all NRLCA members to get involved and press your own congressional representatives to sign on to this important legislation. I'd like to give special recognition to our state associations in Louisiana and Florida that recently held public rallies to highlight the Protect Our Letter Carriers Act and bring awareness to those communities. We need more public pressure on our elected officials and we need to bring public awareness to this issue if we are going to get this legislation passed. I remain committed to keeping you informed on the NRLCA website and our many social media platforms of any developments in bargaining, contract administration, and our legislative priorities.